What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you our Week 5 team builder for the ICBA. Today we're facing off against Alpha Lycanroc, coach of the Oakland Arcanines, and Alpha actually took over for, I believe it was Dom and his New Jersey United Devils 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and he is 0-2 in that time, and Dom was 0-2 in his time, so he is currently without a win, but he does have a really scary team, and I believe going into like round 8 or 7 or 8 or something like that in the draft, Dom actually had probably the scariest team out of everyone's in the draft, and like that's saying something because there are a lot of really scary teams. But he did get skipped a couple of times because of some inactivity, which it happens. We all have like our lives outside of Mons, so his team kind of fell off a bit, but it still is really scary. And we're gonna go over what Alpha and his new team is like, and he's got a really scary team, so we'll kind of go over that a little bit. And then of course I'll give you my team, and I'll tell you why I brought what I brought, what I think he's actually gonna bring against us, and yeah, let's get into it. So my opponent has a team of Donways Necrozma, Celesteela Wazimus, Alolan Muck, Serperior Wazimus, Galvantula, Mega Houndoom, Jellicent, Comfey, Crustle, Noivern Wazimus, and Metang. While we have Darkrai, which is our Z Captain, Mew, Conkeldurr, Scolipede Wazimus, Dhelmise, Kyurem, Gastrodon, Shuckle, Ditto, Musharna, and Mega Mawile. You guys see there, we did make some transactions. If you guys haven't seen the transaction video that went up on Thursday, go and check it out. It's really helpful to tell you why I made all the moves I did, and yeah, I'll tell you why I dropped what I dropped. It's really sad to see some of those mons go, but it has to be done. Anyways, let's get into it. So, I see him potentially bringing a total of 7 mons, maybe 7.5. I'll go over them. The first 6 are the ones I think he's going to bring, these 6 here. So I'll start off first, I guess, with the ones I don't think he's going to bring. Metang is, well, it's a Metang. If he brings it, it's going to be Eviolite. Noivern, this is one of the 0.5 I think he could bring. A Choice Scarf set is really good with these 4 moves: Switcheroo, U-Turn, Draco, and Heat Wave. Potentially Hurricane over Heat Wave, but I don't know. It's a tough decision because Noivern does suffer from 4 move slot syndrome against me, so he's got to be very careful with that. Then there's Crustle. Crustle, if he's bringing it, it's going to be either defensive with Stealth Rock, like as a lead probably, or it's going to be Shell Smash with White Herb. That said, it's really good against me. Bug Stab in general is really good against me. And then there's Jellicent. I don't think this is coming. If he is bringing it, it's going to be specially defensive, probably with a Culver Berry to take a hit from Darkrai maybe, and then fire back like a Scald. But again, that's not going to be doing very much to me because I am a Darkrai and this is just a Jellicent. Then there's the Houndoom. This is one thing I do think could be coming. He's either going to be one of 2 things in my opinion. He's either going to be Nasty Plot with Hidden Power Grass, Fire Blast, or Flamethrower and Dark Pulse, or instead of Nasty Plot, he's going to be Sunny Day, and instead of Hidden Power Grass, he's going to be Solar Beam. And I definitely think this is one of the 2 sets that are coming just because it hits so hard. Its dual stab is pretty much impossible for me to switch into, really, and we just got to be careful around that. And then for the mons I do think he's actually going to bring, we'll start off with Necrozma. So Donways Necrozma, I definitely expect a substitute set with Single Beam and Moongeist Beam for sure to be coming. There's a potential for Calm Mind or Roost, one of the 2, but Calm Mind is really good. You just gotta be very careful because my Ditto can transform to him and then just reverse sweep him right there, and that's obviously gonna be very scary for him. But yeah, he does have to run Cell on this set if he wants it to be effective against me because of my Ditto. We then have the Celesteela. This thing is probably one of the biggest threats of my team because I don't have any Fire types or Electric types in my roster, so I don't know how I expect me to kill this thing. So it's so scary to deal with. But Leech Seed, Heavy Slam, or Flash Cannon, plus Giga Drain, potentially Earthquake or Fire Blast, maybe even Air Slash. They could all be on this set. Potentially Protect as well. He's got a ton of different options. If it is coming, especially defensive Celesteela with like a Wakan Berry, could be really good against me because, again, my best option to break this thing is like Darkrai, and at +2, that's pretty much all I have. So we gotta be careful around that. Sorry about that, garbage truck. But then we have the Muck that I think is gonna be coming. It's either going to be one of 2 sets again, Assault Vest with like these 4 moves probably, or he's going to be the Gluttony set with the Eye of Papa Berry. That's just useful, and he could potentially be Recycle on that, and that's going to be kind of scary as well. So those are the 2 sets I'm kind of expecting to bring for the Muck. It's going to be one or the other. Really don't think it'll be anything else. He can't really bring anything else against me and expect it to be really good. Then there's the Comfey, and this is the biggest threat on his team to me. He has potential to run Draining Kiss with Triage, and the reason why that's so scary is because it has priority. And he can run Calm Mind with Synthesis, and then he's got like a last 3 move slot, which I kind of expect to be Hidden Power Fire, or potentially even U-Turn, Aromatherapy, or Taunt, something like that could be useful. So that's kind of what I expect though, but Draining Kiss with priority is really good against me. If my Mawile goes down, it's actually going to just obliterate us, so we gotta be very careful around that. Then there's the Serperior. This thing is coming. He has to bring it. I have a Gastrodon. I have a Shuckle. My Darkrai doesn't really appreciate taking hits from it. And he can he's bulky enough to be able to take some hits, and at the same time dish a lot back to us with the Leaf Storm giving +2 boost in special attack because of the contrary ability. I do expect him to bring Substitute. I don't expect Leaf Seed, but if it does come, I definitely understand why. And then he has to decide between Hidden Power Fire or Dragon Pulse. Hidden Power Fire for my Mawile, or potentially Hidden Power Ground, or the Dragon Pulse for my Kyurem. But then again, then he has trouble breaking down my Mew, so he has to really decide on what he wants to hit with this set. Moving on though, I do think the Galvantula could be a potential bring. It's either this or the Houndoom. I think he's going to bring one or the other, not both. And if he brings it, it's going to be a Sticky Web set, like a lead set with a Focus Sash. Again, like I said for the Crustle, Bug Stab is really good against me, and Electric Stab is also really good against me, evidenced by our last week's game against the Tapu Koko, which is just, oh god, I still have nightmares about that. And yeah, but look, it reaches a good speed tier against me. It hits my hardest hitters, my best mons, really hard. I like Mew and Darkrai don't appreciate Bug Buzzes, and Mawile isn't taking a Thunder from this thing. So, but anyways, that's enough of this team, and let's go into what we actually brought. So, first off, before we get started, I do want to say a huge thank you to TKO. He is the one who built this team for us. He is one of the members of my front office. He's a great guy, just really awesome. He is who we name our Darkrai after, and I've been swamped with exams. Midterms were killing me, and they're finally over for now. For the next like week, which is I just can't wait to be on Christmas break. You have no idea. But he built the team for us, and I made a couple of changes, very minor ones, and yeah, let's just get into what he actually built and what we're gonna be bringing this week. So to start off, we aren't bringing the Scolipede this week. He has Celesteal, which is a pretty damn good wall to our Scolipede. He also has a couple other mons that kind of just shell over this thing, but it is a good bring against a lot of other things. We just gotta be very careful with the way we would run it, so that's why we're not bringing it this week. Then there's the Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr I brought the past 4 weeks. It's gotten 4 deaths. It hasn't gotten a single kill, even though it should have technically been able to put in so much work against every single team. It's just that good. But we're not bringing it this week. It's useful, but again, it doesn't help us out as much as some of the other mons that we're going to be bringing this week, and that's why we kind of went against it. Then there's the Dhelmise. Rapid Spin is useful, but I don't see how it's going to be putting a lot of work against all of his dark types, against his flying type, against his ghost types. Like, he's got a lot of Dhelmise hate. And then there's Musharna, same thing as Dhelmise. He's got a lot of Musharna hate, and Gastrodon, of course. It's just a free superior answer, or superior switch, and I don't think he's going to be able to, I don't think he's going to, like, fear this thing too much. So I feel like it's like, okay to leave on the bench, and we have 6 other mons that are going to be really talented and really good for us. So let's get started. Our first mon that we have is Mike, our first new addition, our only new addition that we're actually bringing this week. We have our Shuckle here, which is Grip Claw with Infestation, Shell Smash, Toxic, and Arrest. This set is meant to basically Shell Smash up, get the +6 defenses because of Contrary, then Infest things so they can't switch out, Toxic them so they slowly die, and then Arrest off any damage that may come our way. This is actually a pretty useful set. It beats anything on his team that can be toxic, so the Celesteela and his poison type can't be toxic. His Metang, his Celesteela, and his Muck can't be toxic, so we can't beat them with this set. But we can beat anything else with them with this set as long as it doesn't have Substitute or, like, Aromatherapy or Taunt. Yeah, so I think we could definitely have a chance to do good with this set. Grip Claw will make it so that we can trap mons for 7 turns instead of for 4 or 5, so it's a really useful set, and if we can get to +6, then we're in a great spot and we can just stall out the win there. Next up though, we have TKO, our Darkrai with Psychium Z. It is Z Hypnosis again. We have T-Bolt, Dark Pulse, Hypnosis, and Nasty Plot. This is a good set. It's a pretty useful set. It's just we gotta be careful with yeah, we just gotta be careful because T-Bolt and Dark Pulse is everything pretty hard, but he has a couple mons on his team that are okay with taking that kind of coverage. So if we're not at +2, we kind of don't do as much damage output. But if we get to +2 with a +1 speed from Z Hypnosis, then we just win the game outright. It's just that simple. Then we have a specially defensive Kyurem. We have speed here for Necrozma, which is like for maximum Necrozma. We then have Ice Beam, Earth Power, and Flash Cannon, which hit pretty much everything on his team for really good damage, and we have Roost. And we're a pretty specially defensive spread here. Basically, the spread will allow us to take hits pretty well from the Mega Houndoom, from the Celesteela, and from the Necrozma even as well. So we have this spread here. I believe we can actually take hits pretty well from all of those, and we could just break their subs back and do a lot of good things against them, and it's just a really, really nice bring this week. Next up though, we have Tails, our Choice Specs Mew. Yes, we have Choice Specs Mew this week. We were talking about it, and Mew offensively is really, really good, and then he came up with this set saying Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, or Must Springs. Of course they are. He has no electric immunity. His electric resists are Galvantula and Superior, which aren't really resists. But then there's Shadow Ball and Earth Power, and both those coverage moves do really good against this team. Having Shadow Ball, of course, for the Necrozma, having Earth Power there for his Dark types, being in turn his Mega Houndoom and his Muck is really useful. And we can just Volt Switch out on a lot of things, do 30% at the very least to everything, and it's just super useful to have. Our speed that is there for max speed Necrozma as well. Next up though, I was also debating putting a Scarf on this thing at the last second, but I think Specs was more true to what TKO had envisioned, and just because of that I decided to stick with it. Then there's Nacho, our Ditto, which is Choice Scarf, of course, Transform, duh, Max HP, duh, and then we have Hidden Power, Fire, IVs here. Basically, it's just a backup plan just in case anything gets kind of out of control, like the Dominguez Necrozma, like the Superior, so we gotta have this in the back just to be careful, or just to be safe. And then finally we have 27 kills. Coming back as 27 kills instead of Goggles this week. We have Sucker Punch, Thunder Punch, Play Rough, and Stealth Rocks. No need for me to be Iron Head this week, none. We have speed there for no investment Necrozma, just in case. And then we have Sucker Punch there, which hits things like the Necrozma for a lot of damage, it'll OHKO after rocks. We have T-Punch there for the Celesteela, which 2KOs it. And then we have, well, it 2KOs it if we are seated, he has rocks, he has taken rocks damage, and leftovers recovery. So we do 2KO this thing. And then there's Play Rough as well, which is just hits everything on his team really hard. Yeah, and we have to have Stealth Rocks. So yeah, we just pretty much need to have Stealth Rock on this thing because I can't afford to have it on Shuckle, and it's a really good rocker for us this week. So that's our team, guys. We have our Shuckle, our Darkrai, our Kyurem, our Mew, and our Ditto, along with our Mega Mawile. Let me know, guys, if you enjoy these team builders, why or why not. How can I make them better? Because I do want to make these team builders better. I want you guys to enjoy watching them. I want you guys to learn something from them. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, guys, if you guys are excited for the battle that will be going up tomorrow, make sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you guys have already subscribed, if you guys are longtime fans of the Ocean, I would really appreciate it if you guys shared the video with a friend. It means the world to me. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys all tomorrow.